Yeah, I'll go ahead and call to order the regular meeting for July 15th, 2025. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our mission statement is Learning for Life. Vision statement is Southgate Community Schools, the best choice for students and parents. With that, I will entertain a motion on the agenda.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I have a motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there support? Support. Screen. Any discussion? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we have an agenda. First item is a presentation on the Davidson Middle School Academy Handbook,
Yes.
or Middle Academy, sorry.
So I have it before you for a first read, so this is still giving you another month to kind of look through it before you're asked to finally approve. This is the handbook for the Davidson Middle Academy, and it follows the sequence of handbooks that we've had for Davidson and Anderson insofar as they pull in the student code of conduct that the district has. But what it does outline are the courses that are offered through the IB program at the MYP. It reflects some of the grading practices, the standards-based grading that is associated with the MYP. This particular document is one that has been a combination of student handbooks from other MYP programs in the state, as well as some best practices in the IB continuum. So we have Ms. Garcia here if you have any questions after your first read, but this is just kind of a formal introduction. Because of the volume of the document, it didn't feel like the policy committee was the right place to try to dissect this. We wanted to give it to the whole board for review. So we did send that out as a, in the updates that come to you. Now you have this as a first read, and if you have any questions or would like to discuss this at a deeper level, we can set up a policy meeting to discuss it even further. But it will come to you on August 12th for final approval.
I do have some comments on throughout, so, yeah.
Do you want to do it as a policy? Do you want to see it at policy?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, okay.
see it?
Okay,
All right.
sounds good.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody else had comments or questions yet. Okay. If we do, maybe if it's not all the members of the policy committee, maybe we'll rotate people in and out just to make it, if somebody else has questions about it.
Okay.
If not, we'll just have a regular.
We can tentatively plan for it to be before the board meeting on August 12th. That works for you guys?
So that sounds good.
It's not quite, I just make a comment on the policy. I've read through some of it. I'm just not through it yet to know if it's enough that I would be pushing having to have this meeting, but sorry, you gotta give me a little more time. I'll get it done.
No problem. You get 4 weeks.
Yep.
No pressure.
It's summer, so
Hey, no comments from you, Foster.
Any other questions on the presentation from staff? None. Move on to citizens' comments. Anybody can address the board for up to 3 minutes. Anybody here would like to speak tonight? Seeing nobody, we'll go ahead and close public comment. Brings us to the consent agenda, which consists of June 24th, 2025 regular meeting minutes, HR update, and the June 2025 disbursements. I'll entertain a motion on the consent agenda.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
A motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Mr. Green. Any discussion on the consent agenda? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that is passed. Action item number 1 is approval of the milk, bread, and pizza bid awards.
Yes, Mr. Rodriguez is not with us today, but this is the standard contract that we bring to the board annually. There is no increase to costs associated with the contracts. These are the same vendors we've been using up to this point, and we're just renewing their contract at this time.
Are the students still having free lunch this year?
Yes.
Okay,
That, as far as we know.
okay, thanks.
Any other questions for staff? Seeing none, I'll bring the discussion back to the table, entertain a motion on action item number 1.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the 2025, 2026 Milk, Bread, and Pizza Bid Award as presented.
Okay, motion by Dr. Pomponio, is there support? Support by Ms. Angel, any discussion? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion's approved. Action item number 2 is Anderson High School track replacement project.
Good evening. Gary Kent with Plant Moran Real Point, along with Mr. Hardy from Southgate Community Schools, here to present the award recommendation for the collaborative in regards to the Anderson High School track replacement project. On July 10th, we received a proposal from the collaborative to provide architectural and engineering services for the project. This firm has a history in the K-12 industry along with Southgate Community Schools, most recently the baseball and softball field renovations at Anderson. The total proposal from the collaborative is the amount of $52,500 along with a $4,000 reimbursables for a total contract amount of $56,500. With these services, they will provide evaluation, design, and bid assist with putting together an RFP and issuing this project. So we're estimating that design will take roughly 12 to 14 weeks. Bidding and awarding it, taking it to the board will take about 5 weeks. Issuing contracts, plan review with Wayne County, and then construction to start up in the spring and summer of 2026, depending on district schedule with spring sports. Construction itself will take roughly 4 to 6 weeks. This will be complete removal of the top layer along with some base work that might need to be done once we take off the top layer and discover what's underneath, if anything needs to be repaired or not. But it'll be a nice product at the end of the day, and we're excited for this project. So happy to answer any questions.
Mr. Greensley, it's gonna come to you. So you said construction is gonna start approximately spring of 26?
Yes, spring or summer.
It'll be after the sports season.
I was gonna say, which
It
is
will not be
we're
during
gonna
track
be on the
season.
road the whole year for the track? Okay, all right. So
It'll
it's
be
gonna
after.
be the summer.
Some,
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we'll work closely with the district to make sure that no conflict of schedule.
I mean, that's their whole season right there.
Well, spring in terms of the calendar, but summer in terms of school, I think is what.
So,
For the rest of us, that's all still spring. Early June is still spring for us.
I would just like to clarify something, with this track project is also gonna be the high jump pit, long jump pit, pole vault pit. So resurfacing will always also include those other pits that are not directly track, but related, in the project as well. So we're gonna refresh all of those at one time.
Is there substantial damage to what's there now? I haven't been out there and seen it.
There's, some underlying cracks coming through the surface, which means there is some asphalt. Now, we can't tell with the rubberized coating what's going on with the asphalt, but we're gonna have to put some monies into repairing those surfaces so we don't have that carry through the new track. So I've had 2 or 3 different track contractors walk it and give their fair assessment of it prior to the architect, which will obviously do the drawings and let us know what they see. We also want to pay attention to the curb. The curb ties in the turf field. We don't want to disrupt that curb because then the turf loosens. So we want to make sure that it comes up to the curb, around the turf, so the turf stays intact while the track project's occurring.
I think overall the track is still in really good shape for its age. It's held up well, but Mr. Hardy's point, there are a few areas that once we peel back that top layer, we'll see what's underneath and restore the base as needed. So we carried about a $750,000 allowance for the cost of construction. So they base their fee at 7% on the cost of construction. So depending on where the project comes in, if it comes in under, we would reevaluate their fee and credit that back to the district.
At the same time, we're taking into consideration the new track timing system and making sure that that's all set up with the, redoing the track. We might have to run some more conduit underneath to make sure we have all the connections where they need to be for the timing system as well.
they're gonna run it underneath the track.
Yes.
To take it up to the press box, rather than laying it across, what we have going on right now.
Yeah, so there'll be some more work associated with that, and then we'll make sure that it meets the standard when it's all repainted, the triangles and numbers, because that follows the MHSAA guidelines for track. Make sure it's striped the right way. Right now, there's some changes that need to be made, but we're gonna make them knowing this project's coming up. It's nothing that affects the races, it's just changes that need to be made.
Any other questions?
What's the life of a track?
Depending on the surface material and the underlayment or the sub-base, you can get anywhere from 5 to 7 years before resurface, but you can get as long as 15 years if you step it up in the track surface itself. So we're looking at that too, and taking that in consideration. Do you buy the better track now, then you don't have to resurface 5 to 7 years, which added the additional cost of resurfacing at that time. So we'll be talking with the collaborative group and making sure we get the track that Southgate needs and deserves, and we put thought into it, so we're not refinishing it 3 to 5, 5 to 7.
So how old is it now? How old?
It's 10 years.
10 years.
10 years old?
So in 5 years, it would hit that life anyhow. So by not spending another 100,000 or so to resurface now, and then in 5 years, replace it altogether.
Have we resurfaced it yet? No, okay. Okay, thank you.
And that was one of the first things we did, right? That was before we had turfed the field, and
But
it was pretty rough before. I mean, it was pretty rough. It was dangerous to run on before. Yeah. But
We do have really significant curb issues, which really tells us that at the time this track was built, the concept of the turf field and how that would interact with it wasn't contemplated. So we are going to have to take that material up to the curb and over to make sure that we get a nice distance and buffer between the track and the turf field itself. So right now, if you look at it, the curb kind of weaves in and out, and it's
now we have the advantage of knowing that what's in the middle we're working out.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we'll take the opportunity to tie the color scheme into our branding, and it will be a silver/gray track. So I think that will visually be very appealing. It'll be an opportunity at the same time.
Any other questions for staff? Okay, seeing none, I'll bring the discussion back to the table. Entertain a motion on action item number 2.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the Anderson High School track replacement project not to exceed $56,500.
Okay, I have a motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there support? Support. Support by Mr. Green. Any discussion? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, that motion passes. Action item number 3 is the Allen and Garish Schools Civil and Paving Contractor Services.
This project is in regards to the Allen Elementary and Garrish School paving contractor project for this summer of 2025. The district administration, PEA group, the architect, and Plan Moran Rail Point put together the framework where I identified and put out this bid package. On June 26th, we issued construction documents, made them publicly available in the local newspaper, as well as notified the State of Michigan website. On July 11th, we opened sealed bid proposals and received proposals from 3 different firms to perform the work. We immediately after conducted post-bid interviews, with it being on Friday and the board meeting on Tuesday, and met with ASI Paving and went over the proposal, evaluated to make sure that they could hit the proposed schedule. And upon reviewing the proposal, we are recommending a total award of $1,174,500, which includes an award contract to ASI for $1,054,500 and a project contingency of $120,000. Any unused amount would be returned to the district for future projects. On the following pages, you'll see a bid breakdown between the 3 contractors, which were Best Asphalt, Asphalt Specialty Inc., which is ASI, and Gibraltar Construction. Overall, the 2 sites, there's roughly 56,000 square feet of mill and replacement at Allen Elementary. Garish school has roughly 96,000 square feet of project space. 59,000 of it is mill and cap, and then we're doing some removal and replacement of some other areas such as existing tennis court area, expanding the parking lot into that space, and that's roughly 37,000 square feet, which is again the total of 96,000 square feet for Garish. They did notify us that they have availability in August to complete both of these projects. They roughly take 3 weeks for Garish and 2 weeks for Allen. The schedules would overlap. Obviously, when they're wrapping up with one site, they would mobilize over to Allen and start that project as well. But one thing we stressed was just getting these projects done prior to the start of school so that the teachers and staff aren't impacted by the schedule. On the following pages, you'll see the proposal from Asphalt Specialists Incorporated, along with site plans for Garish and Allen, outlining the spaces that are going to be affected by the construction. So the Garish parking lot expansion will include some new site lighting and utilities to go along with it. Anything I'm gonna miss, Jason?
Are the structures in pretty good shape still, or?
We did include a couple allowances for some of the structures. I believe there were 2 at Garish that need to be replaced. For the most part, the storm system itself is in good shape. We had it designed to be removed and replaced, but to expedite the schedule, we're recommending at least at Allen, they remove that from their scope because the existing structures were scoped and they looked clean at the time, so.
Yeah, I didn't see any on the Allen pages.
We can issue the full construction documents.
No,
at-
no, I was just-
Okay.
just- You know, when you're doing that, that's the hard part. You start hitting those structures and moving those structures, and yeah, what do they look like? Are they holding water? Are they getting? I mean, anytime you go into a grocery store and you have to park next to one, you're always almost sideways, so,
Yeah.
because they're falling to some degree.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, we did make sure that they included an allowance for, some if we run into that.
Any questions for staff? All right. Seeing none, I'll bring the discussion back to the table. Entertain a motion on action item number 3.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the Allen and Garish Schools civil and paving contractor services not to exceed $1,174,500.
Okay, a motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there support? Support. Support by Mr. Green. Any discussion? I'll go ahead and just jump in with a quick point of discussion is some might question, hey, why are we, at Garish, why are we putting so much in? But it's a building we're intending to reuse and function as one of our schools. We've moved our adult ed and alternative ed programs over there, and so it is one of our properties that we do have to maintain. So
You don't have to take the heat for it. I'm the one who,
it's
kind of asked him that question.
no, it's a valid question.
That was me.
And no, I want to point that out that it is still a building. It's functional. It's part of our makeup, and we want to take care of it. So.
And I would say that the way we're using it right now invites a lot of people coming and going. So for robotics, parents are coming in, they're dropping off their kids. For the fields right now, they're coming in. Biking's the use of that. The community ed, the classes that are there, the adult evening classes, everybody drives to this space and to this building to use it. There is no busing that comes to this building at this point. So investing in the parking infrastructure is giving, I think, the access that really accommodates the way we're using it.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes. Action item number 4, amendment to the Garish concrete resolution that was approved on June 24th, 2025.
Yes, I did receive feedback from board members after our meeting on the 24th that asked more questions about this particular walkway from the community to the parking lot in the street, what it's used for, and the request was for us to reconsider, or at least bring it back to the board for consideration. At the time that the building was used as a school for Southgate where kids came and walked to school. The pathway to the neighborhood made a lot of sense. Kids walked from the neighborhood to the school. At this point in time, as I mentioned in our last agenda approval, the way we're using it now is a commuter site. It's people drive to it; they don't walk to it necessarily. And instead, that walkway does promote people using it as a thoroughfare, a way to kind of shortcut, possibly where they might be walking. And it does invite people who don't maybe have a legitimate purpose for being on the school grounds to be on the school grounds. And those were some of the concerns that were raised by board members. So the agenda item is now back to you for you to discuss and consider whether you want to continue with that or whether you want to amend it.
Any questions for staff? I'll go ahead and jump in and say I kind of brought this, forward and just looked, and when I got to the cost of what it was to actually do that walkway, that was, I was questioned by Mr. Green on it, how much are we spending there? What is this for? And when I found out that this portion of it was so substantial, and it's in poor condition, it needs to be taken out, it needs to be turned back into grass and back into just the part of the field. But yeah, it was kind of alarming at what kind of state it's in and what it was going to cost to do it. So I had asked to bring this back and just be able to discuss maybe amending that out. Mr. Green?
This was the one approximately 35,000.
Close to 32 is what it looks like on the sheet. Yeah, 31 8.
I don't have it in front of me.
Sorry, it's 31 852 is the walkway to the neighborhood.
Yeah. And my concern was that there wasn't going to get a lot of use from our students and the people that are attending our school. So that was my concern with more in-depth look at that.
Yeah.
So I guess I've been pretty vocal. Well, earlier I guess I wasn't, but I mean, I'm a sports guy and I question the baseball fields if we're only going to be there a couple of years. So I'm not just beating this up, but we do have plans for the school and it's being used. But I guess to me, our purpose as a school board is to do things like the junior Vikings are mostly our students, for example, in robotics and this and that. But if we don't have a school there, I mean, if we were the city council, maybe that was our job if it was city property, to give people a walkway, and I'm not trying to be harsh, but how does it serve our students? And that's our agenda. And if there's no purpose for serving the students for $31,000, but then I just think maybe it's money that's not well spent in this project. We just get that out of there, grass it up, and move forward, use that money elsewhere. That's just my 2 cents. You can disagree with me, obviously, but that's my thoughts.
Okay. Any other discussion?
If we ever do use it for students, again, it should be something that should come back to the table to.
I agree with that.
Way to come through that neighborhood.
I agree with that. Yeah. I mean, we're constantly evolving. We're not the district we were 5 years ago. We're not the district we were 10 years ago. So who knows where we're going to be in 5 or 10 years. But yeah, I would say if we get back to where we have a purpose for this to be a school where students are walking from that neighborhood, 100% that access makes sense to bring it right across and connect it to the school. I agree with that. And I would say nothing's off the table at this point as far as how these schools get shuffled around. What we do, we don't know what our population's going to do. We don't know what demands we're going to have in 5 years. And yeah, this could be Garish Elementary School in 5 years. I don't know.
Another middle school.
It could be another middle school. It's
I mean,
hard
I
to-
agree.
hard to say.
If we put students back, then it's revisited. But at this particular time, I don't think it's money well spent.
And it is to the condition now where it needs to be addressed. While we're there doing stuff already, it makes sense to scrape this out and turn it back into grass that we can maintain much easier. Excellent point. Any other discussion? We'll entertain a motion on action item number 4.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the amendment to the Garris Cement Resolution passed June 24th, 2025, as presented.
Okay,
Is that
motion-
correct?
That's good.
That's right.
Thank you.
Okay, a motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there support? Support by Ms. Angel. Any discussion? Any further discussion, I should say? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Approved. Action item number 5, we'll call it, is the ORS resolution.
Yes, this is really kind of a boilerplate resolution that is being passed by boards of education across the state of Michigan at this point. This is the final stage of a multi-year battle with ORS in the ways that school administrators have handled compensation increases. And I wouldn't say it's just even administrators, I would say employees in general. Most employees, though, are covered by collective bargaining, and so the terms of their individual compensation is really determined by that relationship as opposed to individual contracting. So in this case, this is the way that ORS has agreed to resolve this. Not only will they set up some new rules that apply to employees retiring before 2021 and those after 2021, they are expecting boards of education to pass resolutions that confirm that they are in compliance with those rules. So this is before you, and I have no concerns about whether or not that can be stated with a lot of confidence, because I know that for a fact. So
So we have to follow the rules, and this says
we
we
have to follow the
swear, we
rules, and you
promise.
have to also resolve that you have
Right,
followed the rules.
we
and that you have
resolve to
not-
follow the rules.
Yes.
All right. Any questions for staff beyond the? All right, I'll bring the discussion back to the table, entertain a motion on action item number 5.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the ORS resolution as presented.
Okay, a motion by Dr. Pomponio, is there support? Ms. Angel, any discussion on the item? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's approved. That concludes the action agenda. There's one item on the agenda, if anybody would like to make a motion.
Mr. President,
Sure.
make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, a motion by Mr. Pomponio to adjourn the meeting. Is there support?
Support.
Supported by Dr. Pomponio. Any discussion on motion? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you.
This, I'm never gonna be able to say, like,